Welcome to Bottom Line Sports Talk. I'm George Abraham. You know my partner, Albert Cameron. Youngstown women, Al, the beat goes on. We've been following them for quite some time now, and we kind of expect, to be honest, we expect them to win.
Yes, let's look at that. The girls have really come out of the blocks with an unbelievable record, 23-4. Rising leading 17-3 in conference play. Leading the score comes from a variety of people. This game, Lily Ritz paced the Penguins with 20 points and 15 rebounds.
Wow.
And you got to be excited for them because when you win 23 games already, that means you have had an unbelievable season. Coach Barnes, congratulations.
Well done, buddy.
Yeah, for recruiting shooters and
you got to win that tournament, though.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, that's the bottom line.
Yeah, it does.
We have to win a tournament to get in.
Yeah, that's the thing about basketball. You are normally in these kind of leagues that YSU's in, you have to win the tournament to get a bid. And so you could have a great year and everybody around is excited, but then you get into the tournament. Wright State represents the tournament, so it's you have to win the tournament. Good point.
You know, years ago with the men, they talked about maybe getting the league winner, but then people said, well, no one will come to the tournament.
Right.
So that's not an option.
Moneymaker again.
No.
Yeah, it's a moneymaker again.
Money, imagine that.
Big moneymaker again. Big.
But yeah, 23, anytime I hear 20 wins,
oh my,
I'm pretty excited. That's a great year.
Yeah, it is. And Youngstown State men are following the women. They're on a roll right now.
Yes, sir.
Just defeated IUPUI 74-61. Had a lead, let them creep back into it. But Michael Akuchi took over and with 21 points and 13 rebounds. YSU moves to 18-11. Coach Calhoun has to be happy with the way they're playing, George. 12-7.
Wish someone would tell me what happened to Robert Morris. Because they were on a roll. I looked at that game. I said, oh, Robert Morris is getting dusted. They come in. I don't know what happened, but whatever it was, they righted the ship.
Yeah, and George makes a good point that at any time in basketball, you don't play just 10 games. You're playing 2 a week. You have to recognize that the game that your kids are going to struggle, and they did that against Robert Morris. That loss has kept them out of a bye for the playoffs. They're 6th right now, and top 4 get a bye, George. I would say the Robert Morris loss probably is the one that could come back and bite them.
And I watched that league very closely, night after, like the other night, Detroit. You know, then you look and think, well, they should win. The league, it's open. I mean, they could make a run.
Oh no doubt about it. That's why you want to play less games than you have to. That's why you want that bye.
Yes.
Because it's so open that somebody can upset you in the first round.
Or what we're hoping for, someone beat someone you can't beat. I used to hope for that in the tournament. I go, we can't beat so-and-so like so-and-so beat them. I never forget the year Kansas when Larry Brown said he could have played Pitt 100 times.
Right.
He said there was no way. We did not match up, but we could beat Vandy, who beat Pitt.
That's a great line, and that's true in Ohio Open tournament. Any tournament has 60 teams or more in it. You're always hoping that you look at that one team and hope somebody beats them before you have to play them. And so congratulations to both the boys and girls. When we prepared for this show today, I saw that YSU was putting on a clinic. And they named the clinic after Bob Dove, who recruited me at YSU. And Coach Dove was a big man with a big heart, and you humble him. And so just by accident, I said, I'm going to look him up. I think he's one of the top 5 athletes ever to come out of Youngstown. And I didn't even know it. I had no idea until I read what he has done. He made the top 50 team of all time. He was a 3-time All-American at Notre Dame. He was the All-Star, the MVP of the West Shrine game.
Hey, how about catching that many passes? They didn't throw.
They didn't throw at all.
No, they didn't throw 15 passes, let alone catch 15.
Amazing that all this time, and that is why I respect him so much. He didn't go around telling anybody how good he was. He was so humble, and
you didn't know that. Proves it.
He's in the College Hall of Fame. He's in the University of Notre Dame Hall of Fame. Just an amazing guy that just put up things that I had no. And then he went on to the pros. All-time team, second team was Street and Smith. I mean, you're talking about the linebackers on his second team were Hugh Green and Bubba Smith.
No.
And Ted Hendricks. Now, all three of them are big time names.
No. They're in a special place.
Big names.
Like someone was saying today, there's the hall, and then there's the special room.
Yes.
That's the special room.
Yeah, and I had no idea that these names he's with. And in 1975, he was put in the Citizens Savings Hall of Fame in Los Angeles. I see Tommy Novus. I see Greg Pruitt. I see Bubba Smith. I see Leroy Keys. All these guys that I follow. Chuck Bednarik, who's famous for the Philadelphia Eagles, and Bob Dove.
So you never knew.
No.
You didn't have an idea.
So now I know of why the clinic's named after him, and why all these years later it's never changing. I'm going to look up for next week, George, the top 10 athletes at Youngstown history in Youngstown, football athletes. And I can't wait to see the names that they put in there, and I'm going to compare him with what he's done, and see.
Well, what I like best is you didn't even know.
No,
that's how humble
he recruited me.
He could have
brought me, walked me around campus.
Been snickering,
Oh yes.
Look at this. I was at Notre Dame.
Oh yes. He could have said anything.
It didn't happen.
No.
I admire that so much.
Yeah. So congratulations to the Dove family. Coach Dove went through all the coaches. Finished up with Coach Tressel. I mean, he went through all the coaches. Bob Hannon knows him really well. Bob respects him so much. He got to know him with Coach Tressel. He coached with Dyke Beatty. He coached with Coach Narduzzi. He coached with Coach Dempsey. All the way down. He was kept on.
What's that tell you?
Yeah, they thought he was the best. That's what they thought he was the best at what he did. Yeah,
it's like Buddy Morris to the Cardinals.
Same
Three different coaches.
Yes,
they keep Buddy. What's it tell you?
It tells you.
Mm-hmm. How about these swimmers? Let's look at some of these swimming things.
Yeah, it's
quite impressive.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing that Luke DeLita of Howland finished 11th of the time at 22:48, but busted the Howland record that stood for forever. It was set in 1984 by Brian Love, and he's only a sophomore. So congratulations to Luke as the 50-yard freestyle went down to Luke DeLita. Also, in basketball, Ashley Schroeds scores 1,000 points. Now, we've talked about this a lot, 1,000-point scores. This one's different. She's only a sophomore.
She's going for 2.
Yes, she's going for 2,000 points.
She has 600 this year.
Yeah, she's going to get 2,000 points, George.
Yeah.
And average 21 as a freshman, a high of 51. But when we wrote this up, I immediately thought, George, this girl is only a sophomore. Most times you're getting it with 3 games left in your season,
and you were glad to get it.
Yes. What a career she has in front of her.
Wow.
Yeah, no question. The All-American Conference released their all-conference teams, and congratulations to the Boardmans, Trey DiPietro, and Howland's Alyssa Popelia, named Players of the Year. They were little kids one time. George practicing. Mm-hmm. We had a lot. We practiced them in on.
We had a million. No one knows.
Yep. No
one
can
predict it. If we
predict
start naming them, I'd be afraid to forget one.
Yep. And you never know which one's going to turn out to be like those two. Joining DiPietro and joining Popelia on the first teams, we got Jake Gerdick of Canfield, Tyreek Ivory of Warren Harding, Anthony Masucci of Highland, Duncan Moy of Warren Harding, Luke Ryan of Boardman, Alan Underwood of Austintown Fitch, and Deshaun Vaughn of Austintown Fitch. For the girls' team, Alyssa Deal from Canfield, Alyssa Masucci from Highland. We have Jamie DeSalvo from Highland, Makila Powell from Warren Harding, Mackenzie Risatelli, Boardman, Summer Samarone from Canfield, and Zeta Craig from Austintown Fitch. Congratulations to anybody named first team means your honors.
That's 2 sophomores, both men and women, girls and boys, 2 sophomores.
Or Players of the Year.
Yeah. Wow. So, I mean, that tells you on that first team. So that tells you.
We have 2 more years of dealing with them.
Yeah,
huh?
good stuff coming. But
yeah,
no,
that is so awesome.
I'm wishing now I had gone to see Harding. They were up at Sharon, and I didn't go. And now I'm wishing I did.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
See it. All right, let's talk about the guys that get the ridiculous money.
They got a lot of it.
I didn't know right before the lockout call what you want to work. So, stinking Soto, did you see what they offer him? He will never need to stand in line anywhere again.
Yeah, somebody said that
to
me,
my
and I didn't realize how much. It's amazing.
Yeah, I think it was almost $30 million per. Wow. Let's talk a little bit about one thing about the NFL. The Super Bowl's over. The minute it's over, draft, free agents, coaching changes, whatever. There is no off season anymore, and I have to say this. I would say you have to, admit it or not, you have to give Goodell. It may have happened anyway, but the old buck stops here thing.
Well, I know one thing. He wants the buck stopping there.
60 million.
He wants 60 million, and he's going to get it.
Gets
oh, he's going to get it. He's going to get it.
Did you see some of their new numbers on
He's going to get it.
These new TV contracts?
Yeah, that's why he's going to get it.
They're offering Aikman, I think 18 or 19 million to come over with Al Michaels on the streaming.
Yeah, we look at that, the money figures, and just roll our eyes and just. But they paid $7 to $9 million for 30-second commercial.
Yeah,
a Super Bowl.
Yeah. So let me ask you: do you think there are many people watching?
Yeah,
they don't pay that for.
They know why everybody's watching.
So basically, what we're saying is it's year round. They have their own TV shows. They have their own, basically, spot where they're going to talk football 24/7, 365. And the best part is somebody's watching.
Always. That's why they keep it on.
There wouldn't be. It wouldn't be. I said that the other day.
Yes.
I said, well, if they could show Armstrong, they'd show Armstrong.
Yes.
Evidently, like they always talk about these lousy bowl games. We have a buddy who we keep trying to tell him. He's always talking about these lousy bowl games. And we keep telling him, yes, they'd like to have people in the stands, but they make their money by selling the ads.
All the money is made by
2 o'clock on a Wednesday afternoon, it's going to outdraw a show about
Armstrong.
It's going to outdraw it. It's that simple.
And the other thing is that don't look at the TV ratings now. People always look at the ratings.
Yeah.
People are streaming, George, at all times.
Highlight shows, watching in
different
the morning.
things.
That's like the other day I was I get so tired of provincial stuff, the Wii stuff and all that. And I was thinking, it is possible. Like they're talking about this Flores. We'll talk about him later going to Pittsburgh. All of a sudden, he's Vince Lombardi and he's Tom Landry in one. And when he was working for Belichick, Belichick was Belichick. But now that he's working in Pittsburgh,
that's local Steeler fans.
Belichick is a guru.
That's Steeler fans, yeah.
Yeah. So it's just interesting. But the bottom line is, what am I saying? It's the antithesis of you and the Pirates. You're just tired. You're done with it. No apathy in NFL. They're thinking, if we could get this, hey, how about if we get Joe Burrow in lineman? How about if we get
they're all thinking that.
Jimmy G to come to Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
And that's the nature of that game.
Yeah.
Is it gambling? Some. Fantasy? Some. They know how to market their product.
Well, around here, people are all in for the Steelers and Browns.
Absolutely.
You understand? They're fanatics.
Oh, the Browns.
They're fanatics.
Hey, Mayfield gets his shoulder fixed.
They're fanatics.
Get him another wideout. I'm on.
They're fanatics.
Let's talk about that a little bit with Goodell. $60 million. Have you ever heard of such a thing? If you were to guess his salary, you'd probably guess at $8, $9 million. And he'd be fine. Not 60. Now, we did mention, let's talk about this Flores, defensive assistant. I mean, a big name, but it's in the news for another reason. Suing the NFL for what happened in Miami. Do you see anything to it other than he was available?
There's two things to it. No, number one is Tallman wants to win. And he recognized that how bad the defense was when he was doing it. And
all right.
So you try to get better. So you get the
we got Terrell Austin.
You get the two best guys out there.
Made him the coordinator.
Yeah. And what he did is he was always complaining about black coaches not getting jobs. Well, give Tallman credit. He said, listen, all these other guys complain.
I'll give him one.
I'm going to give him a job.
All right.
I think it worked both ways.
So he's not blackballed for sure.
No.
Flores.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay. No. He wants to be a head coach. We would agree.
Oh, yeah, he wants that.
Okay.
This is the way you get back into it, though.
And
you turn the Pittsburgh defense around, you'll get back in a hurry.
And I heard a guy saying, that, once again, the perception's different than reality. Last 3 playoff games, 135 points. But, I hear people say there's talent on each of the 3. I don't think the linebackers being a problem, don't you?
Well, secondary, too. They're
thinking this guy can help Bush. Flores.
He can't.
Too small?
Yeah, too small.
Doesn't matter what he does.
No, he can't help.
But then they're in for disappointment because I think they think he's going to help them.
It might be because of the scheme.
Okay.
But not. I can't help him individually.
I got you.
Yeah.
Tallman being praised, and I think rightfully so.
Yeah, that's why I said he should be praised because he stepped out of the box where all these other guys talk the good talk.
Yeah.
He said, okay, I'm going to hire 2 black defensive assistants. I'm going to hire them.
Oh,
I'm not
Terrell
going to talk
Austin,
about
his resume is impeccable.
right across the board from Sharon.
Yeah, his
Right across the
resume
board.
is impeccable.
Yep.
And 1.7 million is not a bad vacation. You can live on that, Al.
Oh, jeez.
You know, let's talk MLB. You know, tell you what, we're going to be talking about it. They keep messing around. We won't be talking about it, and we won't care. We'll have a show whether those bozos get together or not.
They don't understand.
No. There's a word. Let me see if you tell me. Tone deaf?
They really are.
No concept?
None.
I agree.
Guys like me who love it's still my favorite sport. That I'm thinking, why aren't you playing?
You know, when they turned this guy off.
I mean, I don't get it.
How many games did you go to?
It was a hurdle thing. No doubt.
Yeah, was that also?
That was Major League Baseball.
What did you go to, though? How many?
Last year I went once.
No, before.
Oh,
25?
30 games a year, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So it wasn't major. I'm not turned off by Major League Baseball.
Pirates.
Yeah, I'm turned off by the Pirates. Did the hurdle.
They deserve it.
Yeah, so that's what happened.
But let's talk about that a little bit. Okay, so I'm worried about this. So I can't just be worried about bald-headed guys, whether I'm bald-headed or not. How about the parking? We're going to have a guy on our radio show. We talk about it. He lives down there. The damage they've done as far as parking fees,
Talking about spring training,
ball games, vendors,
yeah, spring training, that's what
ticket taker. They use retired people
all
down
retired
there,
people.
and now they don't. You think they're sitting there on Park Avenue right now
Not
thinking,
a thought.
"Boy, we got to get back so those vendors can make a
Zero thought.
Zero.
When I mean zero, I mean zero. Not even 0.1.
No.
And that those towns during those 3 months, a lot of times keep their economy going.
Arizona and Florida, in particular.
Yeah.
We have a buddy who moved to Florida. He's outside of Bradenton. I talked to a guy the other day there, and he was saying, "Should I buy tickets?" I said, "Well, first of all, why?
Right.
Secondly, you're going to get in. You know, it's not full." And I said, "I can't honestly tell you they're going to have spring training games."
I don't think they are.
You think?
The players are already saying we get ready in 1 week. We don't need a spring. We don't see. They don't want to play them. That's a sad too. So they're just as bad as the management. But they don't care about the workers either.
No. You know, there's an old story, Albert. I remember years ago, these gamblers would go and watch the Yankees getting on the bus. And if Mickey and Whitey and they were too drunk from the night before,
They knew they weren't playing.
They knew they weren't playing, and then they would go golfing.
That's funny.
Because back in the day, it was way different.
Yes.
You could keep secrets. Today, if you're not on that bus, it's on Twitter in 30 seconds.
That phone has you.
Cameron's not on the
Yes.
bus. He's drunk again. Abraham's not there. He was out all night. The thing about it is, the little guy is always the one that seems to be, like these guys are going to make their money up. They're millionaire players and billionaire owners. We have a buddy who says, "Oh, they're not all." Hey, when the bottom salary is $600,000,
We can live on that.
we could live in that.
Yeah.
We taught.
I don't want to make it sound like they don't make any money.
No, that's what. Oh no, I'm the same way.
$600,000.
And
Jeez.
even the Pirates, they have a beer pocketbook for a champagne taste, or whatever. But the bottom line is, $1 million or $2 million a year goes a long way in Pittsburgh.
Well, the thought goes through my mind. We've talked about this on the shows before. The rotten players are making $2.3 million.
Yeah.
I think they deserve $40,000.
The NBA is the one, though.
The rotten players make money too. So I can understand the great player who's bringing the fans to the game getting paid, but even the rotten players get paid.
And like we said, the Soto deal,
Big.
I think it was 12 years, 400 or something. I mean, whatever it was, I think I multiplied it at 28 plus or something. Maybe my math's bad. NBA All-Star game. Now I'm thinking, I got this one. LeBron's going to come home for Cleveland. The place is going to go. He's going to get the MVP. I didn't know Steph was going to go for half 100. Albert, 16 threes.
Yeah, if he's not guarded, it's going in, and nobody guards anybody in that game.
Did you see any of it?
Not zero. You watch it. I don't.
Well, I don't watch it. I have it on the other channel, and I'm watching.
I'll read about it, see what happened, but
I'm watching
I won't watch that.
Bonanza or something.
I'm watching something much better than
Oh,
watching
Albert, you had to see the boy. The boy got hot.
I'll tell you, do watch. My grandkids watch it though.
Hey, listen to this now. He has 16 threes and 1-2, right?
Yes.
The two he had, he was dribbling left, shot it up over the backboard and in on with one hand.
Yeah, they're different people.
No,
there's nothing. But what makes him special though is he is the best shooter.
Guess where he was born? Same hospital as LeBron.
No way.
Absolutely.
No way.
Absolutely.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I didn't know. I had,
Yeah,
like I said, I had that on. Money to charity, so no losers. They wiped the score at the quarter.
I like that a lot.
And then LeBron hit the winner, which he hasn't, if it was a foul shot, he'd have missed it.
I love that so much.
But the bottom line is they gave it all to charity, the food bank and this and that. Let me talk. Oh, by the way, they had the Elam ending.
Yeah, you like that, don't you?
Well, I wouldn't like it as a bettor because I wouldn't know how to figure it out.
You can't figure it out.
But no, they add so much to the score. And
I knew they had that. I knew they had started
they add
that
so
down.
much to the winners total, people, for you guys that don't follow it. That's what they do. Let's talk about the weekend. 3-point shootout. Some good. How about the big guy won it, Carl Anthony Towns. Now, one of the reasons that we trained enough girls, he doesn't jump.
He never jumps.
So he doesn't wear out. I heard Reggie Miller say, try going around there and shooting those. He said, you get winded.
Yes, you do.
And this guy doesn't jump. It's only part of the reason. You got to give him credit. He's a good shooter.
No, because he's huge.
Yeah, but anyway, he won it. But oh my gosh, Albert, the dunk, what a disgrace. First of all, no one wants in it. That's the problem.
Used to be a big time thing.
And then secondly, instead of maybe getting, how you got it. This reminds me of track where you pass the height and you don't make it and you're out. Get one in. Make one.
Make a dunk first.
Dunk one first. And one dude missed about 7.
I love it.
It was terrible. Honest to God. They have to redo it.
Yeah, but they really don't, because I told you, my grandsons were talking.
Where they watch it?
Oh, they didn't miss a thing. So for people like me and you, especially me, I hate it. You at least watch it.
Yeah.
No, they don't miss a thing.
They thought that was good.
Cat. They call him Cat now.
That's him, Cat. Carl Anthony Towns.
He's
the cat. He's the cat.
Yes. My little 6-year-old grandson's now saying, where'd Cat go?
Oh, my. But how about this, though? They did bring back the 75-year team.
Yes.
And I'll tell you what. Just seeing Jerry West, he was talking to Kareem and and Shaq. You could see Shaq was in awe. Barkley was over there. I mean, these guys. I think Shaq gives all the credit to the Sarge, his stepdad.
Yes.
Charles didn't have a father, but Charles has matured to the point where he realizes those guys paved the way. As far as the big money and
he's always been a part of history, and everything I've read his book. He's always give credit to history.
Yeah,
he's a goofball.
Yeah, and in a different way, though.
But he truly made it because of things like that.
And he said, Bird Magic, he said, they're the guys who brought the money. He said, I wouldn't be.
Right, he really gets that. And he's not afraid to call out the
he'll call out the lazy.
Anybody.
If
you're not.
No, he'll call him out.
You're not doing it right, he'll call you out in a second.
He has called out Embiid so many times, Embiid has actually gotten better.
And Irving, he gets both of them.
For not playing. How do you not do that? Well, I didn't know this. Chris Paul hurt his wrist. He's out 6 weeks. Can they hold on with a 7-game lead?
Yes.
Do they want to hold on? Maybe having to play the Akers off the
That's true.
off the get-go?
Isn't it the truth? You never know what's going on.
Would you look or would you just?
No, I want to play Lakers this year. Davis is out for 4 weeks.
We can get him this year.
Yeah,
all right.
This is a year to get him.
NCAA hoops, Arizona looking strong. Boy, no drop back from Sean Miller, assistant from Gonzaga.
Oh yes, they
nice
play a different way.
Okay.
Completely different way. Offensive minded. Sean was defensive minded.
Okay.
Don't guard well. Really can score.
So they could get an 85-84.
They are Gonzaga.
They can catch one.
You've seen Gonzaga.
Oh, and I won't bet them in a tournament.
Well, that's Arizona.
And I know they're going to be number one.
And Arizona's really good.
And I'm not betting them.
And Gonzaga's really good.
No.
But it's hard to win.
No.
When you get shut down a little bit,
when you
all
hope
of a sudden
they
you can't
lose.
stop
You hope
them.
they lose.
Yeah.
You have to hope you meant. No.
Right.
Will Duke be there at the end, or am I nuts?
They're the same way. They don't guard either. So
they could lose 84.
That's why these teams. That's what I said. They
Auburn, I know. I watch it. Yeah.
But they can't shoot.
No, they don't. They play a style that if they're off, they're really in trouble.
And all year they lucked out this year. Their stats say they shouldn't have the record they have.
Now the Zags, I wrote this down, and I'll have you explain it to the audience. Their schedule was both an advantage and a disadvantage.
It is every year.
Tell them.
Well, the advantage is they get a great record.
Yeah, they'll be 31-3.
They're going to come up with 28 wins every year.
Yeah.
The disadvantage is when sometimes they don't play enough tough games.
Okay.
To get them ready for that stretch run.
And then once the league starts, you can't slip them in.
No.
Right? No. I saw their league there. It's the same as always. St. Mary's is good.
St. Mary's is good.
San Fran is good, and BYU, but not good.
Yeah, San Fran is dangerous because they score.
Okay.
They score like
crazy.
Will
St. Mary's get in?
St. Mary's is in right now.
Okay. That's what I would know. That's what I was asking. You follow that stuff.
Yeah.
Pretty. How about the other day? you have a former player that sends out some tourney information.
He does a great job with that.
I'm looking at it. I said, well, he made a mistake here. North Carolina, 0 quad 1
That's how
wins.
bad the ACC is.
And Pitt went in and beat them at home.
Yeah.
That's the measure to me.
Yeah, the ACC is hurting a lot of people this year in the ACC.
Yes.
You're not getting any great wins. Like before, you get 4 or 5 great wins just in your conference.
Absolutely.
That's why the Big Ten and Big 12 are flying.
Oh, yeah.
Because every win they have is a great win.
Yeah, it's against a good team.
Yes.
Right. Al, when you look at these teams, one bid leagues, man, you can't, like Youngstown, you can't slip up.
Whole league, there's 27.
Now let me
there's
ask
24
you,
leagues like that.
Iona the other day, they slipped up last week, one game.
They're one bid.
They've beaten Alabama.
They're still one bid.
One bid.
Yeah, no
They better
question.
win the league.
Yeah, their schedule does not.
Tino doesn't help them.
No. Nope. Yeah, they don't look who the coach is.
Okay.
That's one thing.
No, I was wondering if they,
No.
they might say they did.
But no, they don't. They will not. They could not look a straight face and say Iona gets in above Arkansas.
Now the other day, Wisconsin and Michigan had a dust-up. I know you've wanted to punch the other guy 100 times. You just can't. Now let me ask you, the fact that he went after Turgeon last year, will that enter into this suspension?
It shouldn't.
Because
it's a completely different thing. It's, if he didn't punch Sturgeon, he said I'll kill you, but he didn't punch him.
Okay.
And I've been mad at people before too. It has
You
nothing
didn't
to
swing
do
at
with
him.
Has nothing to do.
Hey,
but this one's different. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, this
one's different. This one he really.
And how about the assistant? What did he do?
he had to be backing up his coach.
Yeah, he was. He was in the yeah.
And that's my thing. And Coach K did the same thing. If you want to go in the locker room after everything settles down and say, "Hey guys, nice job," when you're walking through that line, Coach K's famous for grabbing a kid and saying, "The kid don't want to hear it," and that's what. The coach of Wisconsin grabbed Michigan's his hand and said, "Try to say something to him."
Yeah.
Listen,
let me ask you about a time.
If I beat you, if George, I would never think about going to the line and say, "George,
yeah,
I don't think your team should have called timeout."
No, you shouldn't. Hey, let me ask you: is it the old coach your own thing? Is that your short sentence on it? Coach your own team.
Well, I like that. That's
okay.
What
okay. Let me say now. Now, timeout with 4 seconds.
I agree with
He's
that.
pressing your JV with his varsity.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why you got to coach your own
Plenty
team.
of blame to go around, and you're saying.
And he should know better because he called timeout last year. I'm 16 against Indiana.
Will he get suspended?
Yes.
How long, Al? Tournament?
I think until the tournament. I think that's how long it's going to be.
Okay.
That's what I think. The rest of the season, they'll start coaching in the either NCAA tournament or the Big Ten tournament.
We're almost done here. West Virginia. I'll leave it. What can we say?
Well, Huggy Bear is losing players. You can't lose Oscar.
No.
You can't lose
No, and you can't say
probably player of the year.
Okay.
Probably player of the year.
All right.
He was there, and I think he's us. I say it all the time. I have a great friend who knows him personally, much more than me. Mm-hmm. 2022, he should be out. He should not be coaching. Yeah. His style go run on a treadmill.
No, you run it.
So yeah, they might run it, but they'll be gone the next week.
Yeah.
So his style's out. That style's not working. The style that George and I coached forever is not working.
No, we wouldn't.
We'd have 7 texts by the time we got
And the state of Pittsburgh basketball, Pitt, Robert Morris, Duquesne.
Yeah, just really bad. That's all.
We got about 45 seconds. Let me ask you this. Did you ever think you'd see the day that there were 51 quarterbacks in the college football portal?
51 starting quarterbacks, too.
Oh!
Not just quarterbacks. I mean, see, I do understand 51 quarterbacks. Guys that just aren't playing and aren't good enough to play. But these are guys that are going to go start someplace. And that's what the portal, that's what the money NIL has done. It's opened up a whole can of worms that we are not used to.
Absolutely.
Not at all.
Thanks again for watching Bottom Line Sports Talk. We'll see you next week.